Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX, and welcome to the final episode of Spirit Tracks. That's right, this is it. This is the end. In the last episode, we defeated Malladus on the demon train, or we at least hurt his body, and we hit him with the bow of light, and then we all fell from the sky. We landed here, back in the human world, I guess. I don't know where this is supposed to be. This is just sort of some crater in the middle of nowhere. Malladus apparently suffering because we hit him with the bow of light, his only weakness, because, you know, every bad guy has a stereotypical weakness, usually in the form of a light arrow. But it expunges, that's a good word, expunge. It expunged Maladus from Zelda's body, and now she sees her chance. It's time to go reclaim her body, let's do it! And Cole, Two-Hat Douchebag is just sitting there like, oh, he gets knocked down again. Oh, Two-Hat Douchebag, you are indeed a douche. But for some reason, Zelda cannot enter her body, which is rather unfortunate. Really, I like the really panicked Zelda's lullaby, theme in the background. Sounds really cool. Meanwhile, Maladus is like a giant floating creepy skull. Is this the first time you've seen him like this? Because that's just, I don't know, that's just kind of a really weird, he looks too cartoony for a final boss. Like, that kind of looks a little creepy. It's my only kind of qualm with Maladus. But, Zelda having some trouble getting her body. Also, Maladus tries to come in, but someone stops him, and it is, of course, as expected, Burn is here to save the day. That's right, redeeming himself, becoming a good guy, saving Zelda from Maladus. Burn is honestly one of the most badass characters in this game, and probably one of the most badass characters in Zelda history. Now that he's been, in his moment here, really awesome thing. Also, just listen to the music here. Just epic, Burn theme combined with Zelda's lullaby. I recommend you go on YouTube and look it up. It's one of my favorite tracks in this game. Also reference to Tetra there, which is pretty cool. It's always so nice how, this game does, make sure that they have, Wind Waker references in it. Anyways, Link recovers from his injuries and goes save the day because he's the hero. And then he gets flattened by Zelda. Oops. But Zelda's back in her body, which means mission successful. We have just saved the game. Maladus no longer has Zelda's body. Zelda's his body. That doesn't really work. That was a bit of a fail. And Link, I like the Link Zelda, the really very subtle romantic interest. Speaking of romantic interest, Burn, no! Crap. And of course, the good guy who saves them ends up paying for it with his life. The ultimate sacrifice. Burn is dead. Which, you bastard, Cole, you bastard, Maladus, we're gonna freaking kick your ass. Link and Zelda are pissed. You have the creepiest face, Two-Hat Douchebag. You freaking killed Burn. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Maladus? Two-Hat Douchebag? Worshipping Maladus all this time, and of course, you guys expect that your Two-Hat Douchebag is eventually going to be betrayed, and indeed he is, because Maladus needs a body. Cole's body may not be good, but it is suitable. So guys, the final boss of this game, it's going to be giant, ominous tornado. We're going to be facing a giant Two-Hat Douchebag pig Two-Hat Douchebag. That's right. I guess this is kind of a bit cheesy because this guy looks way too much like Ganon, but really, I kind of like that they just sort of threw this kind of form in this here. This is actually a really formidable looking boss. So this is Maladus. He's taken over Two-Hat Douchebag, and by their combined powers, they are Maladus Hat Douchebag. And I don't understand really the whole Zelda cry turn there. That always seemed a bit cheesy. But I love this scene because there's so many epic angles and stuff like that. Link and Zelda are just they really do look like heroes at this point. You can really tell how much Link and Zelda have grown from this whole experience. Anyway, so Zelda needs to charge up her sacred power because that's what Zelda does. So we're going to need to protect him. And as good as I did on the previous part with Maladus, back in the last episode, having to walk over there, which is actually a pretty hard part. This part is pretty tough, made not any much easier by the fact that my touchscreen controls are a little bit finicky when I'm recording for obvious reasons. So, we'll see how well we can go with this. Basically what you need to do is you need to basically use your sword to deflect all these things, but this is where it gets really hard. When you start spamming a bunch of them, you really have to start using a lot of your spin attacks. Basically it is all about the spin attacks. Anyway, I'm going to speed this up because, as you can see, it's going to take me several tries here just to get it right. Just because that one section, that one spin attack section, is just so hard to pull off. I was I could cut out the rest, but I'm you know what? I'll show it for one major reason, and that is, notice my health. Even though I'm taking hits, take a harder hit for every time you get hit by this. you're gonna notice my health is gonna keep going back up because these rocks do contain hearts in them, so it's really hard to lose this section because basically you end up gaining almost as many hearts as you end up losing. So in the end, I'm actually gonna be I'm actually gaining health back to full. So you don't really lose that much health. Anyways, so time for a regular speed attempt here. Basically, so it's not that hard. I mean, I'm already only 1 heart, so my point is you can really take as many tries as you want. You can pretty much sustain your heart. It's just a matter of getting the timing down. This part isn't supposed to be hard, I guess. It's more tedious than hard. It's more like a let's see how good you are for your touchscreen controls at this point sort of thing. Also, this guy shoots a bunch of fireballs. I love how we just pretty much sit here forever, and oh, I just barely made that one. Alright, so we got past this part. It's not even near over yet, though, so just keep going. Just make sure, you attack at the right angle. And this is also where the Great Spin comes in handy, is because those, especially in this last you're going to see right now, he's going to basically just spam a bunch of rocks. If you screw this up, you're going to start from the beginning. Every time you screw up, you're going to start from the beginning. So going to be very close here. The Great Spin actually ends up being really helpful in this case, because you can use it basically to, spin around rapidly and destroy all those rocks like that. I didn't quite get to pull up the Great Spin, but I just managed to get it anyway. So there we go. Zelda's spirit is charged up. She's glowing yellow right now. She's apparently a Super Saiyan. I don't know. But all of a sudden, in the middle of the final boss fight, we get a song. That's right. It's time for a song. But I guess, the power of music weakens him. It's a nice plot device, I guess, to explain why a kid and a princess can beat a giant demon. Because, the power of, the spirit song. I guess, I don't know. That was abysmal. I think the first 2 are practice, and then after that you get the normal ones. Or maybe this is the real one, and it's just really generous, because I do happen to get it this time. It's just really... This one's definitely tough, because there's two skips in it, so you have to really be kind of fast. But in case you haven't heard, though, this is actually the main theme of Spirit Tracks. The main musical theme. So you get to play on your Spirit Flute at the end, which is pretty cool. But yeah, apparently that was good enough. I'll let you guys hear it, though. Freaking epic, awesome song. I love it. All those stages and everything. Zelda's voice does sound a little weird. I guess he can't really mimic voice very well through, DS microphone sound speaker things. But, really epic song, so I love the ending. It's just so epic. And now we have the final fight of Maladus. Basically, Zelda takes the Bow of Light, and we have to actually work together, so we have to control both of them here. What you need to do is you need to get Malladus to face you and face away from Zelda so she can hit him in the back of the Bow of Light. You have a button on the bottom there of your touchscreen, and you tap that and she'll fire an arrow at him. So basically, you're basically control. I mean, we've had so many final boss fights in Zelda where Link and Zelda team up. Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, those kind of games. This is the first one where you really get to control Zelda and have her really actively help you by controlling, how she moves, the arrow, and that's why I really like this fight above all the other Link and Zelda fights. I mean, this is Link and Zelda's game. Zelda is, a major character in this game, and this is like, you have to have a final boss fight where you have both Link and Zelda fighting at the same time. It's just extremely appropriate. It's just extremely awesome. You're taking down this giant thing of him. Anyway, you hit him 3 times in the back, and you'll get a chance to hit him. Obviously, our target's going to be the gem in the front of his forehead, because gems usually signify, don't shoot things in my face, you jerk. Really don't worry too much about your health. He doesn't have that high of a damage output. Just do whatever you can to get him to, look away from Zelda. Get away from my princess, you jerk. Anyway, be careful though, because as the battle goes, he's gonna be, savvy to your tactics, and he's gonna not show his back to Zelda very often. I guess the reason you can trick him so easily though is because I guess he is a wild beast at this point. Having an only cold body, he doesn't really full control of his own beastie behavior, I suppose. So he's easily distracted, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So just do whatever you can to distract him. Eventually get a few hits on him. Is that enough? No, we need to get a couple more. I'm going to try to move Zelda over just to get a little bit better positioning here. Leave my Zelda alone, you douchebag! You two-hat douchebag. I guess I can still technically call him that. He's into that douchebag's body. Stop flipping around. Come on, play nice. Just want to kill you. Nothing important. Also, I love the music for the ending here. Just, it's such an epic remix of the theme song of the game. Once again, another song I recommend you guys look up on YouTube if you can't really hear it to the fullest extent over my talking, because it is a very epic song for a very epic battle. Like, for all the flaws this game has, I feel like the whole final battle more than makes up for it, because it's just a lot of fun to play. I mean, you're taking down a giant beast by distracting him and having Zelda. I love it. So, anyways, we've gotten through a couple times. As per most Nintendo logic, third time hopefully shall be the charm. So we're gonna get a hit on him. Is that it? Oh, that might be it. Awesome. All right. So what you need to do in this section is go over to him, hit him, and then rub as fast as possible. You have to hold him off until Zelda gets there, because the two of you need to do the final blow on him together. Because you two have played the game together. You guys have to do the final blow as a team. Push that sword right into his forehead. That has to be painful. These two kids are pushing a giant sword into your face. Ow. But very much like Ganondorf goes down in Wind Waker, I almost wonder if this is a reference to Wind Waker. A sword to the forehead. Kind of a bit of an odd scene. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like freeze frame or something, or like slow motion, because their expressions just look a little derpy. But all their expressions, even Maladus' expressions, look derpy. But now that we've slain his jewel, he's lost control of his body. Basically, for some reason, because we stabbed him in the forehead, he's dead. Just sort of ignore the logic behind that. You know, oh, the spirits can only seal him away, but apparently two kids with a sword can, kill him. Why not? Or I guess he's still, I don't know. I don't really understand the logic behind that. I'm not sure if that gem was ever explained. I feel like they could have made that gem a bit more explained, and then it would have made a bit more plot sense, but either way, the world is saved. Link and Zelda have defeated the demon, and all is well with the world. Although at what cost? At what cost? Burn. Burn is dead. Burn is dead. It's kind of a bit of a sad scene, actually, at the end. The sky's all, dismal. Everyone's sort of lamenting on Burn's loss. It's almost sort of this ending cutscene is just really emotional, I guess. In terms of, especially, this is definitely one of the three endings that are really of DS games I can think of that I really do love, because they really do convey emotion very well. I'm sort of talking really quiet now because I'm trying to watch this at the same time. Such sad music. My goodness, I didn't even realize how sad it was until now. But yeah, so Burn's dead. Zelda and Link, despite having saved the world, are really sad at the cost. However, this is a Nintendo game, so they do sort of finick it a little bit, because he is Burn a Locomo? I guess he is a Locomo, one of the Servants of the Spirits. I guess he's just the only one that isn't bound to a wheelchair of some sort. Well, they aren't bound to it necessarily. I guess I don't understand their whole wheels design for the Locomo. Never really understood why. I guess because it's a train-based game, so they gave him little train cars or something like that. But Burn is a spirit as well, so even though he is dead, his spirit is able to be revived. He won't be Burn. He'll be someone else, but he'll come back in a new body. Perhaps an allusion to a future Zelda game. They might bring back Burn. They leave this in, I guess, to potentially bring back Burn for a later date if they ever decide to continue on the whole Wind Waker part of the timeline. Because this obviously is the latest game in the Wind Waker saga. The spirits decide to leave, though, because the world is safe from Malladus now. The world doesn't need spirits. Cliche stuff. Oh, we've got you this whole time, but you saved the world. We aren't needed anymore. Stay around. Have a cup of tea. Play some Yahtzee. You don't have to go. We're gonna miss you, Angie. You're a cool character. But anyways, she levitates out of her wheelchair thing. It's ours now. We could ride around in it whenever we want. I'm kind of ruining this ending cutscene. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I talk too much. But yeah, so it sort of starts with sadness. Then Burn gets revived. Then it sort of ends with this sort of hopeful melody. All the spirits leave to the heavens. It's a rather beautiful scene, actually, of them leaving. And Link and Zelda are left to take over the world. I like this part right here, where basically, holding hands, I guess, it's just, I don't know, this game sort of has a unity between Link and Zelda that most other Zelda games really don't have. Like, they are a pair. They are a couple, not necessarily the relationships that kind of complicated, but they are a team, and this game really embodies that more than almost any other game. Like, not even Skyward Sword really gets to embody that sort of couple feeling that this game does, and that definitely is one of my favorite aspects of it. The whole Link and Zelda pairing, like I said, not even like a romantic shipping sort of thing, but just, you know, the two of them as a team is really one of the things that makes this game so beautiful, because Zelda as a character is just really not as explored as in most other games. Like, Skyward Sword definitely did a lot more too. They're definitely putting more of a focus on Zelda for once. You know, oh my god, the game's only named after her. But woe to Link, who was often called Zelda by so many people. Also Linebeck. Hi Linebeck, how's it going? But that's the game, guys. I love the ending to this game. Just it gives me the goosebumps every single time. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. In terms of this LP was a few things, really. First of all, it was definitely a test. It was a test to see if touchscreen only control only games, touchscreen only games, we'll call it that. I love the credits music too. Just the music in the entire ending section of the game is just so amazing. Like, it's these songs that make you realize that this game has a really, really awesome soundtrack. Anyways, speaking of awesome, the nice thing is, like, you know, the game I'm going to be doing next after this one, it's going to definitely be a really nice segue, because it's also a very sort of similarly feeling sort of game. You'll see when I actually reveal what the game is. But like, we're starting to get to like the DS games now that like these are my core. These are my favorite DS games of all time, and I'm starting to like really get those, and we're gonna start LP most of those really. So I'm definitely excited. This is just sort of the beginning of the epic games, I guess. I don't know. Not that any of the previous games have been not epic, but like, you know, this Bowser's Inside Story. These are like, you know, what I consider the pinnacle of the DS era. Anyways, so like I said, this game was a test for touchscreen, and I will have to say, in terms of the test, I would say it passed. I actually was pleasantly surprised. I thought, you know, I did think that this was going to be more of a struggle. There were parts in this game that I was like, there's no freaking way in hell I'm going to be able to do it on a touchscreen. And it ended up being pretty fine, actually. I mean, there were a couple boo-boos, like, you know, for example, earlier in this episode of the whole first section of Malladus, of Cole Malladus. I mean, that was a bit of a tough one, but, you know, a little bit of editing, and, you know, that it doesn't even become that big of a deal. So, Ferris, how's it going? In the end, you know, so I thought this was a really good, it's a really good test of the touchscreen, and I think this is definitely going to enable me now to do other similar touchscreen-only games, which I definitely will in the future. I mean, I can't play them as perfectly as I would on a DS for sure, but so I mean, I won't be able to be like, you know, as precise or as perfect perhaps as I would like to be, but I would certainly say that, you know, that performance-wise, you know, this was satisfactory. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this goes. Wow, I actually managed to talk during the entire credits. I'm not even like halfway done with what I wanted to say. But yeah, definitely an amazing game. I definitely think it had some rough parts. This is actually this right here is the scene that you get if you choose the warrior path. In the closing episode, the one after this one, I'll show off what happens if you pick engineer, and if there's something for Dunno, I guess maybe I'll show that as well. We'll see. It might be a little delayed just because I have to go through the whole endgame again. That's gonna take a while, but most of these are pretty much the same. They all start with Zelda writing letters, pretty much, because, you know, she's doing real duties. Teacher looks like he's sleeping. He definitely looks like he's passed out over there, sleeping on the job. Really all that happens is you can just hear different things. So, you can kind of hear Link getting extremely hurt. You saved the world! You shouldn't have trouble with the guards! That doesn't make any sense! But, yeah, just kind of like a little cute ending where, well, basically you get to choose Link's path. If you choose engineer, he'll end up being an engineer, a train engineer. If you choose a warrior, he'll end up training to be one of Zelda's guards, which I prefer this ending. I think Zelda and Link should be, you know, Link should be Zelda's bodyguard. That just feels more appropriate as an ending. Especially because, you know, bodyguard does have the warrior outfit in the end. But yeah, overall, I mean, this game certainly had its rough patches. The side quests definitely are lengthy, all the train travel. But I think there were plenty of epic moments. You know, in the end, like, it's sort of how I always play this game. Like, the beginning's awesome, the middle's a bit finicky, and then the ending is just really, really epic. So I feel like the LP kind of went the same way. Like, the beginning is really good, the middle it kind of got a little and then I think it definitely picked up towards the end and really became a pretty awesome LP. I mean, my opinion, but at the end, you know, I'm pretty proud of what happened here. So This is LuckySevenDX, guys. Thanks for watching this LP, as always. I always appreciate this. Just giving a little example, a little look here as to what a full file is. I'll say some more about this in the closing video, so I'll see you guys next time for that. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching again.